Dog world. From where I sit, there just ain't enough damn dog. Dog world. From where I sit, there just ain't enough damn dog.
I see things.
You laugh at an old man. This tempted laughs
Look into the darkness. Find the blazing star. Let it become the eclipse. Don't fear. Find the blazing star. Let it become the eclipse. Break the chains of slavery. Free your mind. Ride the lightning. Break the chains of slavery.
What the fuck is going on, everybody? Yeah, it's me by myself. Ain't got Headless with me, and we got the Headless Magickal Mailbag, but no Headless, and there's no mail. But I will bring you 2 sigils or symbols or whatever these things are. Also, I see Zeralath. I don't know if you're got nothing to do. I will be offering to throw out the link if anybody wants to jump on and talk shit when I'm covering these things. So yeah, if anybody wants, I'll throw the link in the chat now, and you guys can just jump on if you want to. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to here's the link now. I'm gonna drop it in the chat, and then I will get on with the sigils. So here we go. Yo, jump on, man. Yo, if you guys got any weird stories or anything, whatever, jump on, man. Just listen. If you start talking shit, I'm just gonna kick you right the fuck off. So you ain't gonna get too far with me. So yeah, if you guys want to jump on, you're more than welcome. All right, I see Zaralath's coming. So maybe I just sent the link in the chat, Zaralath. So grab it. I might maybe wait. Might wait until he jumps on before I start going. Because once I do pull up these notes and cover these sigils, I really won't be able to check the chat too much because I'm going to have the windows open up. So at least if like Zeralath's here, he could probably somebody's on the bottom waiting to get him in or whoever. If anybody's here. Oh, there he is. There's Zeralath. Holy shit. What is going on, man? Oh, you're muted. You're muted real quick, just to let you know.
Yeah. I'm kind of starting off on the phone because I really wanted to jump in. I was hanging out with my buddy. He's packing up, but man, I've missed you. It's been quite a few months since I've been on. You've been going through a whole heck of a lot, and I'm just glad you've been getting my network connections.
Yeah. I got to get that other guy on that you gave me. You gave me his contact. I have it saved, but I didn't contact him.
Yeah, Robert Phoenix.
Yeah. It's just I have so many people that I've already booked. I don't want to get in touch with somebody.
Sure.
Can you come on next?
Robert's chill. Yeah, Robert's chill as fuck. Yeah, so you'll get there. You'll be good.
Yo, I'm assuming you've probably got some wild stories of your own, don't you, sir?
Man, oh man. Well, this is just wild stories in general. What was the subject other than?
What? You know what would be interesting maybe to talk about, because I am going to finally, I'm wrapping up on it now. I was editing, I'm covering the Untermeyer Park finally. I finally decided to do it. I do think that is an interesting story to talk about. What the fuck was that statue we found behind the fucking trees? I forgot all about that.
Right.
But yeah, for people who don't know, I actually met Zaralath in person. We met at Untermeyer Park and we walked around and we filmed some shit. So
yeah. De-occulting a mythologically designed park. It's a very cool walk.
Yeah. Yo, that shit was crazy. Those stairwells, that stairwell was insane. How big that was, actually. Thinking about it, walking up and down that a few times, I did that shit.
Yeah. I was watching Rotting Jewels, who was just on my channel. Everybody, you should go check out my interview with Dana.
Yeah, go check that out.
And I made her wise to the Moxley murder. I couldn't believe she didn't know about the Moxley murders associated with the Kennedy family. Crazy. So I gave her the biggest rabbit hole in the universe from my town. But I noticed in her latest music video cut she did at the end of her live stream, she flashed the two pillars that overlook the Palisades from that overlook area in Untermeyer.
Oh, good. Maybe she could talk about Untermeyer and get it popular before I drop my show.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that statue was a god.
Yeah, for once, I'll be writing somebody else's coattails.
Yeah, I believe it was one of the Greco-Roman gods. I thought I saw that it's supposed to have like a bow and arrow or something, which I think is, but I couldn't remember at the time if the deity was male or female that I was thinking of to match the statue.
The thing that we found.
Yeah, it was in that back area. That's the back area that leads to that overlook.
Yeah, I think that thing did have like a small dick on it, if I remember correctly. Like, I think it was male, wasn't it? Maybe I might be confused.
I think so. I believe I had mistaken it for Artemis, and I have to go back and look at my upload.
I know once you got to look at it, you were able to realize what it was. Because I do remember you confusing it, and then you're like, no, I think this is so-and-so. I might have lost you. I just froze. But yeah, yo, that shit was crazy. Oh, you're back.
Yeah. Sorry, I was checking something on the phone with what I thought, because it was male, and I thought to myself Artemis, because I think I saw the bow, but I had forgotten that Artemis was female at the time, right? But but it looked Greek.
We got Nephilim Hunter here. What's going on, sir?
What's up?
I would assume a guy. Okay, thank you. All right, I was correct. How are you?
Good.
I think your mic's. What's up with you? Can you just say something again? I want to make sure your mic sounds okay.
Sound good?
Oh yeah, it sounds better. Yeah, for some reason it sounded like it was out for a second and came back in.
Might be the football game in the background.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Isn't like today like a big football day? Could be, right?
Yeah. Bungles are on right now.
Yeah. It's the Thanksgiving game. There's that's usually like a big deal in the league.
Yo, Nephilim Hunter, you got any crazy stories? Any weird experiences?
Not really, man. I listen to your all's crazy stories all the time.
Yeah, but so Zeralath, you know what I thought was the craziest thing about that statue is where it was and how me and you tried to push it and it barely nudged.
Like it was heavy. It was made of iron or something.
Yo, like if people were to see like Untermeyer Park once I put it out, or if they happen to show any visuals of it, you'll see these stairs and they have these Japanese trees right there. I forgot the exact name of it. And like just the stairwell is long as fuck. And like these people must have like walked it down like a part of it and then maybe like gave up and just like left it there. But like, yo, this statue was heavy as shit. It just didn't even fit the rest of the park. It was just like I wondered, like, is it like left over the
like one can lead oneself to the imagination that perhaps it was an effigy sacrifice, and then they left it there because it kind of symbolized, like, we buried the body of this god and hid it over here, right?
No, there was
So
no
it comes off like that, when you put the context together. But honestly, it could just be the way it is with the landscapers. Because if it's a public park, everybody knows that in communism, you don't get as hard a work ethic.
Yeah. Oh, they were Japanese cedars. That's what they used. It was Japanese cedars to mimic the Italian cypress that they were trying to get a vision of.
Got it.
What park was it?
Say that. Oh, Untermeyer Park and Gardens in the Bronx.
Yonkers.
Oh, Yonkers. Yeah. Actually, besides going with Zerlath, I think I went like 2 or 3 more times. Yo, I even filmed myself walking down and I think up that stairs.
Yeah, no, you were pretty comprehensive. You've if you haven't really cracked the archives of what you were doing, you've got your work cut out for you. And I know that you went back because you also snuck in some drone footage.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that shit was fun. That shit looks good, actually.
Yeah. So I do actually have a kind of a wild story from this weekend, because it's kind of interesting and exciting, because it may have a reflection on my podcasting. Right now in the metal scene, everybody is talking about this catastrophe that just happened with this band that was up and rising. It was having its very first headline tour in North America, called Vitriol. And I've been following this band for like 2 years. I wear the shirt on my channel very often because I wear it all the time. So this band had a show in New York, and then that night, on their way to the Canadian border, while partying, doing coke, they had a huge fucking fight with the singer, who is also the founder of the band, the only guy who is the band effectively. And they all rage quit on him, dumped his girlfriend and his dog and his gear at a gas station with him, left with everything else. Completely fucking him over like a cokehead fight.
That's normally what happens with coke, right?
Right. And for some reason, this is such bizarre behavior to the metal community that they don't seem to understand that in metal, that's some people are volatile because it goes with the art form.
Yeah. Oh, the art form goes with their attitude. Yeah.
Because see, I went to the New York show. This is where I come in. I went to the New York show. I went to that last show, and it was a good fucking show in this tight little hole in the ground. And I met Kyle, the guy who got fucked over. And, I mean, he looked like, he gave me the same kind of vibes that I get. Like, there was a vibe check when we met, as I figured from listening to his interviews, because I was going to ask him for interview, because Vitriol he named after the alchemical principle. And he's got witches in his family. He knows a bit about magic and the occult. So I wanted to propose to him a conversation like the one he had on Iblis Manifestations or the Mycelium Network, and take that further, because I could see him stretching to want to have a more occult rejecty kind of conversation. So I'm hoping to get this guy, because now A, everyone's talking about him. B, I think people are going to see that, he's just a crazy, awesome artist, and okay, he does coke, and who doesn't? I mean, I don't do, but it's going to be that kind of thing. It's just like, okay, that seems pretty fucking human, right? As long as he doesn't like have an arrogant ego, right? I have faith in this guy. I like this guy. I'm rooting for him.
Show, right?
And if he does the interview, I will save his fucking career. There, I said it.
Oh shit! Damn.
Anyway, no, because so my point is that I saw that everybody was pretty happy. There was no fucking issue, it looked like, between them. I got a picture with the whole fucking band. Everybody's energy was cool. And the guy had said yes to an interview after the tour was over.
Thanks.
So I'm putting myself out there. I'll take the heat.
Get it, man. I'm actually I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm surprised you don't have any weird like occult or paranormal stories. Like you just seem like somebody who, you know, no offense, not in a bad not saying
No.
all of us all have weird stories.
So much of it like was such a weird quest, an exploration that was a confusing time of looking at what the world really is and finding myself at the same time. And so many experiences is just like, I know I'm around people where nothing sounds like a madman, but for the most part, it's because I try not to hold on to stuff for too long. I feel like it's overwhelming, right? You know, to remember every little like oddity, Mandela effect, right? In fact, I had a goddamn fucking Mandela effect about this whole fucking situation. So if you want that. So there was a guy in the band who autographed my vinyl because I missed the show, but I caught the bassist of that band. And he autographed the vinyl for me. I didn't get to meet anybody else in the band. They had gone out. After some period of time, he quit that band because because of the same kind of volatility apparently that happened with this other guy. And when I had given him my vinyl to autograph, when I met this dude that I want to interview, I gave it to him and I said, "Yeah, man," and Adam autographed it. And then I couldn't find Adam's autograph when I gave it to him to autograph. And I said, "Oh, I left the inner sleeve at home. It must be on the inner sleeve, but Adam autographed it." So then he autographs it. I get home, I look at the inner sleeve, the autograph's not fucking there. There's not a smudge mark. I keep these things in good, clear plastic case. And it's fucking, it's gone. It's as if it was never written upon it. And Kyle signed it right where Adam had signed it on mine. I shit you not.
Stupid Matt, I have no idea. He's asking, didn't Rolling Stone magazine start as a rock and roll groupie podcast in book form? I guess I could see that making sense. I have no idea.
So, like I've had a lot of very like mystical kind of dreams, and some of the stuff I understood from a limited kind of new age perspective, and because I went through a serious shift where I was kind of stepping out of looking at like, benevolent aliens to go have like some sort of cool contact experience and be part of some galactic federation of superheroes, right? Because I was seeking these experiences, but it was like I was jumping between as if a fantasy, as if a real world, So I'm just so strange about it. But then I have, and it's so personal, right? But I just end up just working off the brilliance of what I can do when I set up something like my presentations, which is why I need my YouTube channel to make sense. I'm funny like that. And that's why I don't come on too much, because it's so personal that it doesn't seem so interesting. It's not coming from the academic and
I hear what you're saying with that.
And I'm trying something different with magic too, right? Because I never tried to incorporate like Thelema in what I do. So
oh shit. 93. Yeah. We're gonna get you, Zaralath. You're gonna be eating cakes of light and taking it in the ass before you know it.
Hey, that sounds perfectly fabulous.
Joking, dude. Woo. No, I'm just playing around with you, man. But so what about the so what were you interested in actually getting into that stuff or no? or like trying to apply, I guess maybe that idea to something, or that set of. Funny, like when you want to get into like what is Thelema actually? What is Thelemic magic? It's interesting to even think about trying to even really say what that is.
Right. I mean, what do you mean? I thought, don't you know?
Oh, even with that,
better than me, aren't you were in the OTO for 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's just like even when you get into that, it's like I just feel like there's a little bit more behind just like a saying, like maybe even like I think it's a little bit more. How do I say that? I don't think it's that broad of a meaning. Maybe it's hard to explain. Like like if you look at the OTO with Thelema, or people who practice Thelemic magic, yes, they have a certain mindset of like you're doing your will or your ideas to find out your will and do it. But like along that, they always like a lot of them also have their certain styles of rituals and certain things they do. So some people might argue, but I do think like even when it comes to like Thelemic magic, I mean honestly, there's going to be certain rituals by Crowley that he wrote himself that should be being actually used. But I just I think it could be a little bit more detailed than most people think. I don't know. I'm probably not really expressing myself the right way. I just I think there's a little bit more to what most. I don't know. I think there's a lot of Thelemites that throw around that they're a Thelemite or they're into Thelema when they're really not. That waters down what that actually entails.
Well, this all gets into.
I'm sure that could happen with you. You could meet people that are into your type of shit, going around acting like they're, whatever, some Norse, know-it-all, and it's like they don't even know jack shit about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm sure that happens in all areas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Naturally, there's always, there's a lot of people. They're coming out of all sorts of different disciplines. I have a whole lot of, I give a whole lot of leeway for people that are under, more, operating from more rigid and ruled ideas about stuff. I don't know, they need that. They need it to be that way for all of this stuff to make sense. Maybe it's a status thing because they like the academic culture surrounding it. Whatever. That's fair. It's my Libra qualities make me very diplomatic. I'm more interested in everybody getting along. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh, I think that's quite. It's a lot easier to do than I think most people realize.
Right.
Yeah. But if you don't mind, I probably should at least start getting into. Let me get into one of these sigils real quick. Oh, you know what I forgot? I totally forgot. I'll do this quick. I actually meant to cover it last week. I think I had mentioned like a week or two before that I had some crazy special case story. But it didn't include me doing it. But it was like other people. It was fucking wild. It was a long time, many moons ago, when I wasn't the pillar of society that I am now, and I was a drug dealer. Surprise, surprise. I mean, I've talked about that before anyway. I lived out in I think I lived out in Lake Centeridge. Everybody's like from Selden. I was out in Selden, Long Island. Just like kind of recently moved out of my house too, and I like had my own place. And whatever, I sold normally I sold weed, and I sold a fuck ton of it though. And every once in a while, I would like pick up other shit. If it wasn't like anything drastic, like if somebody's like, oh, I happen to come across like a fuck ton of ecstasy, you want to take like 50 or 100, and I'll take them and like move them or bring them to a rave or whatever. Like sometimes I might come across acid, I'll take some, nothing serious, but I'll just grab other shit like, oh, I'll make a few $100s off of this, why the fuck not? So like one time I had unfortunately I knew a lot of dope fiends that would kind of come around sometimes with like just weird amounts of drugs. Who knows where the fuck they got it from, looking to dump it. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure, because it's normally cheap as shit. This fucking dude, his girlfriend, like, he told me, and I don't think he was lying, that she worked at a veterinary office. They must have came with like, I think it was like 2 cases or some shit. It was like fucking 40 bottles or something in Special K. It's like, what the fuck? And I was like, that's a lot of fucking bottles of K. And I was like, you know how much work this is if I want to like cook all these motherfuckers and break it down? Because I'm already thinking this guy's going to hit me with like a stupid number. Because at that time, if anybody's from like Long Island, they'll know what I'm talking about. At that time, CK, he basically ran the K distribution
in fucking Long Island at some point, or hugely. And he was kind of setting the price of what the fucking bottles were going for. So they're all like about $70 or $80 a bottle average. So I'm thinking, what is this kid going to hit me with like fucking 50, 60 bucks to make it worth, try to like make it worth it to me. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is way too much cooking. I don't want to fucking cook all this shit and bag all this shit up to try to make extra money. I mean, you could, but I was just like, I already got weed. Like, no. And he was like, I'll sell it to you for $20 a bottle. I was like, well, fuck that. I'll just sell the fucking bottles all day for $40 and double my money. So I grabbed that shit and, I ended up dumping it off within like 3 or 4 calls because it was so cheap. People were just like, "Yo, fuck, I'll take like 6, 10." I had these 3 dudes come to my house that I knew, and like I mean I knew them pretty much even from being a teenager, but like these dudes, I guess you don't keep up with people a lot, so I guess they've gone to like party harder on certain things, and they came by and they came by to get bottles of K each. And one, I've never seen anybody fucking do this shit. This motherfucker pulled out a syringe and mainlined some of it. I was like, yo, what the fuck? So that was where I was already like, well, I got some fucking dude inside my apartment, mainlining Special K. Then this is the craziest shit I've ever seen. These fucking dudes like dump out obviously they're gonna dump out the whole bottle probably and cook it. And they cooked it in the microwave or whatever, chopped it all up. This one fucking dude sniffed half a bottle at a time. Yo, I watched him do it and I was like, dude, did you really just do that? Oh, we lost 0 left. Oh, there he is. And I was like, holy fuck. And I was just like, yo, like, I'm like sitting here and I'm thinking like, first off, like that was my boy. Who did, I think that was Jason or it was Joe. I can't remember. One of them snorted a lot. Basically, I had 2 guys that were like fucking useless. Acting like, yo, I've never seen people do like the weirdest shit. Like they were making noises, faces, they're acting like they're a fucking fish or some shit. It was me and a couple of people. I'm like, yo, I'm selling drugs. So like, think about this. I'm gonna keep it honest. Like I'm selling drugs. So it's like, normally it's like, I'm getting calls. I got to leave. I got to go make deals. Now I'm stuck in my house. So it's like a fucking freak show. I'm just having people come over. I'm like, yo, look at these motherfuckers. We're like, at this point, we're like getting stoned and I'm making drug deals and people are coming over looking at these people like acting like fucking idiots on Special K. But it actually was like fucking freaky as shit. It was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, what kind of fucking world are you in right now that like the way you're acting seems to fit that reality? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It was just really weird. And yeah, that was some fucking crazy shit. So eventually they came out of it, I think like within an hour or so. They're kind of like somewhat all right. Because the whole thing is after I even watched them sniff that, I was like, yo, if I tell them to get the fuck out and they get in that car, like they're done in like a few minutes. So what am I gonna do? Tell my boys get the fuck out and like, I don't know. But yeah, wild fucking story. It was really fucking bugged out to watch people like it was just weird. I don't even want to imitate what they were doing. It was so fucking like weird. They're like making like weird like voices and shit. Like, I don't know, like fish faces. It was just fucking creepy. I was like, yeah, I don't think that stuff's for me. All right. So thank you for listening to me babble Zarlath. I'm gonna pull this up and maybe you've seen this before.
Sure.
You know what
mic check, by the way. How do I sound?
Oh, you sound much better now.
Good.
Yes. You have you ever seen this before, sir?
No, looks a little bit like like a Medusa relief.
Oh, very good. Oh, you said relief too. Oh, I'm impressed, sir. He said relief. Not many people actually call it reliefs or freezies.
I've watched so many hours of so many things. I mean, just give me like Lloyd Pye, anybody.
Oh yeah, still have mad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, listen, I went to raves, so I know what it's like to be like on fucking acid, ecstasy, dust, and Special K all at the same time. Probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've fucking gone crazy at raves. Right. But yeah, Special K, I don't know. There's something up with that shit where it's just like you do a little bit and you're all right. You do a little bit too much and you regret the fucking. I'm like, fuck, why did I do that?
I've never been like a drug guy, right? It's been
I only like went that crazy at raves like everyone's
like it's always like there was just something always about me where like I do not have an addictive personality about things at all. Right. like my, like if I really, really, really wanted to, I could cold turkey, cannabis. I've done it before, right? And I've just, I plant teacher medicine, stuff like that. So like that's part of the reason probably that I don't have so many damn wild stories is because I used to play things so abysmally safe, right? So it became very exciting for me to take all sorts of really wild risks that did all the little things, or sometimes the bigger things that are hard to explain, but that like showed me that the paranormal was real, that magic was was real, and it worked. And but I had to find what I was comfortable with, right? You get the wariness of what Christianity tells you, and you don't get away from that so easy when you take it so seriously, right?
Yes, sir. All right, real quick. Sorry, I forgot. Let's get back to the image. This is a, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, it is Medusa's head, but it's called the Gorgoneion. Medusa's head, and is it's the face-only image of Medusa or another Gorgon. It has wide eyes, sneaky hair, sometimes tusks, and a lolling tongue in early pieces. And later on, sometimes it does soften into like having like kind of a serene mask. It appears on temple roof tiles, antefixes the Aegis of Athena, shows up on shields, doorways, floors, and coins. The Met's curator notes says it plainly, Medusa's head functioned as an apotropaic, an image of evil to repel evil. That's what it says in the Met about this thing. When it shows up, archaic Greece, the 6th to 5th century BCE, terracotta antefixes with fierce mask-like images of this. And you will find them in Sicily, South Italy. Classical and Hellenistic era, the face grows a little bit calmer. You almost get more of like a beautiful Medusa, but the function persists. Same thing. Athena statues and reliefs. See, I could say it too. Gorgoneion on the Aegis, if I'm saying that right. I'm not probably fucking that up. The Acropolis Museum has one there too, as well. In the Roman world, you see Medusa mosaics guard entrances and courtyards like a Pompeii, Naples, and Athens, continuing kind of like the whole threshold ward, like to ward off evil stuff. Who made it or used it? Templar roofers and coroplasts, terracotta specialists, produced roof ends with this on it, kind of like a thing to protect the boundary. It armors and armorers and sculptors put the head on aegis and shields. Yeah, they put them on shields, like I said earlier. They would put this image on shields, and they would use that as kind of like to ward off, or help with protection.
The head is very round.
Yeah. You know what? I have other images. Let me switch.
Like I think it's like I want to say that there's a suggestiveness that it's the sun. By its round.
See, what's interesting here? When I get done with this, I actually go to another here. That's just interesting that you said the sun, because I will go to something that is actually aligning it with the moon, which is really weird. Temple roofers. Oh yeah, I mentioned mint engravers struck the front facing on their. They put that face on their Greek silver. Again, the monstrous face at the edge, like on a roof line or a shield rim or in the doorway, turns harm back. It signals divine protection in battle. Harvard notes that when the mortals put a Gorgoneion on a shield, it evokes Athena for a protective claim. You will see it used on temples again, on shields, on coin. And one thing that is interesting is that they do say that supposedly, I think Versace actually admits to it, that's where they got this logo from. So even Versace uses this logo.
It almost looks like the Starbucks logo.
Yeah, right. And then this is what I find weird. I just recently, this is actually dropping tomorrow as a premiere. This is in let me go to my notes. That is a Huaca de la Luna, Spanish for the Temple of the Moon, and it is a massive terraced adobe pyramid built by the Moqui culture on Peru's north coast, roughly between 100 to 800 CE, together with its companion Huaca del Sol, the Temple of the Sun, and it formed the ceremonial like heart of the ancient Moqui capital city at its height when it had about 25,000 people, which is around 600 CE. Now, this is like one of the most famous murals that they found inside because this is actually something fairly new that they found this place, believe it or not. And this is a giant face of the eye apex. That's with a gaping mouth and feline fangs, surrounded by like a withering border of serpents and like some weird figures. And it also was sometimes called a decapitator god. But I even thought, like, yo, like if you even look at this picture, it's like it's even got the fangs and everything too. Like to me, I do see like a little bit of a resemblance here.
Yeah,
Kind of resembles a clown.
I think that looks familiar across a lot of motifs.
Yeah, that is true too. Yeah.
The Asian motifs. There's a lot of demon masks for samurai and things that have that similar thing. So I think that it doesn't mean that they're all connected to Medusa, but any of these Gorgons or Medusas that are going to have those similar features, it means that they are in the same class of entity because of
that's what I
shared
was
symbolism, the shared features.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it's like people like if you know the deep lore of Lord of the Rings, the Balrog and Gandalf are literally like the same bloodline. Like they're literally like cousins. They're related. They're like both Ainurs or whatever, right? They're line of being, right? And so that kind of shows you like there's like there's different ways of looking at certain entities of a certain order.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that was the first one I got.
Kind of goes with what Paul Stobbs does with that Nephilim looks like clowns thing.
Yo, yeah. When you said that, I was like, oh shit, yeah, right. I could see that with the mouth.
Yeah, that looks like that could be in that kind of territory. This even has kind of like a tentacly kind of thing to it, like these, the way everything's curling around like that, and it's they don't necessarily look like snakes, so those could easily be tentacles.
Yeah,
like an
octopus.
octopus.
Almost look like alien UFO type fucking things. Yeah, weird shit.
Yeah,
it's Darth Sith. Oh shit, Darth. Mm-hmm. Fuck, we haven't talked about the zillions.
And, there's also the symmetry there, even on the first relief that you showed with the way the snakes, they were kind of coming out largely kind of even, curling the same way.
Sorry.
What did I do something silly with my hands?
No, somebody said nice. He's got nice ears. The image. So it was funny.
Oh, he's got nice ears. Oh yeah.
Not you. That guy. Yeah, the things I said look like an octopus, a fucking UFOs with the handles on them or something. But I think we got. I think Frater Vinci might jump on with us. I guess if you guys want, I'll go on to like the next thing too. Nephilim, is there anything that you wanted to say about this, or anything you wanted to even ask or talk about?
No, that's
just give
a creepy ass image.
Yeah. Tomorrow I have a sacred Luna temples drop, and there's like 4 different places I cover. This is, I think, the first one that I talk about. It's a little interesting. I mean, nothing too heavy, but definitely some interesting stuff. Some of these temples, I mean, this one had fucking massive killing stuff. I mean, some of them fucking slaughtered motherfuckers. So some interesting stuff to check out. Tomorrow 9:30 a.m. All right, I'm gonna get over to the next. Now the next one, I'm sure you know this, sir. The Tau Row. I'm sure you know what that is. There you go. What if I show it this way? I'm sure Zaralath, you've seen that before.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe you haven't. I don't know.
All right. So, okay.
Yeah, the tyro, or the how do you say this? Storagram, the ligature of Tau and Rho, long before jeweled processional crosses or Constantine's battlefield, Chai Rho, scribes quietly wrote this little cross figured inside the earliest New Testament papyri to abbreviate the word starus, cross, and staru, to crucify. On the page, it looks like a T-shaped cross with a looped head, a crucified body in one stroke, and many scholars read it as the earliest Christian image of Jesus on the cross. Where it shows up first, and where you can still see it, you see it in the Bodmer papyri. What is that? The Bodmer papyri are a group of ancient papyrus and parchment manuscripts, mostly in Greek and Coptic, that were acquired in the early that was acquired in 1950s to early 1960s by Swiss collector Martin Bodmer, hence the name Bodmer. Many scholars think a large portion came from a single find in Upper Egypt. What they include and why people care about this: very early Christian biblical texts. It shows a key for studying how texts circulated and changed over time. There's also non-Christian and classical and documentary material, literary works, administrative records. So it's not just like biblical manuscripts. You do see this like used in other stuff. Several codices or book form, which matters for the history of the book and the early reading culture. Now, where do you actually see this in the earliest time? Again, I said the Bodmer papyri, and that shows up in Papyrus 66 and Papyrus 75. In 66, a Codex of John, traditionally dated around the earliest 3rd century. Some scholars argue a little bit later. But in multiple places where cross and crucify occur, the scribe writes the Tau Rho in place of the letters. Then in Papyrus number 75, Luke and John, usually dated 3rd century also, some argue into the 4th. It also uses that same image at Luke 9:23, 14:27, and 24:7. And you can actually see that today if you want to go down. You can see it online via the Vatican Library digital facility. So you can check that out online if you want to. Larry Hurtado's classic study pulled these occurrences together and argued that it isn't just shorthand, it's a text as icon, a tiny devotional image embedded into scripture itself. What it meant to the people that wrote it, in the early Christian scribble habit of nomina sacra, sacred names written, sacred names written in special forms. This functions like a iconic abbreviation. Instead of writing all the letters, the scribe just fuses the tau, the cross beam post, with rho, the loop suggesting a head or torso, creating a compact sign that points to the crucified every time the word occurs. By late antiquity, writers such as Ephraim the Syrian could even theologize the form, reading tau as the cross and pairing the device with the alpha and the omega in some traditions. How it evolved and why Constantine is not at the beginning. Again, the styrogram predates the imperial Chiro by roughly a century or more, when Constantine later places the Christogram, the XP, on standards and armor and coins. So again, this even came out before then. So just real quick to wrap it up, around to 200, 300 CE, you get the P66 and the P75. Again, that was the stuff by the Bodmer. And then early 4th century, you see Constantine popularizes it with the Chai Rho and standards and coins. And then late antique commentaries, you have Ephraim and others reflect on the Chai Rho theology, tying it to the Alpha Omega readings. So, yeah, and I'll show, I got a couple other pictures, I think, of what it, there you go, there. Then you even have it like there on this thing.
Right. Well, that also, that kind of turns into the packs.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like it kind of, it's got the same piece situation. They just kind of like rotate the intersection, because it looks like in Norse runes, it looks like Wunyo and Gebo, the one that does packs, right? So Unyo is W, and Gebo is G. And so, that's what the sound like. That's what it is on a runic level.
Yeah,
right?
well, that was like
I'm not saying that it is runic, but I always think in terms of if I didn't know what something was, it would be familiar to me from my symbolisms that I would know, right?
Yeah.
So here I am, the Norseman. Here's the Romans coming along. What does my language tell me about their symbolism, right?
Yo, what up, Justin? I'm sorry, I totally forgot. Once I went onto my notes, I couldn't see on the bottom.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
And
What's
Matthew
up, everybody?
waiting.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, I thought when you sent me that message, I thought you meant like jump on the YouTube, not the actual podcast. I didn't translate that.
Oh,
right.
when I text you earlier today, actually. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I'll jump on. I didn't think you meant like actually on the podcast.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wow, he said yeah real easily. I was like, all right, nice.
Welcome.
What's going on, Nick?
What's going on, Matthew? How are you? I can't see you. Where'd you go?
I'm doing well, man. All right, I stepped out of camera for a second. I'm just getting some stuff done on the late night.
Oh, nice.
Figured why not hop on, listen, talk a little bit. I don't know what the fuck I was going to talk about, but I heard you talking about drugs and stuff and said, why not? He's talking about this. We can talk about anything, huh? Let's go.
Yeah, we're talking about weird experiences. So I was like, fuck,
Bro, yeah, I mean,
weird experiences.
I don't know how deep I would want to go into mine, but I'll tell you that ever since September 10th, dude, my life took a crazy turn. Yeah,
I think you just kind of like
I had
lightly touched on that with me.
I laid out a couple times. I didn't get too much traction on it. Nobody really showed too much interest. But the whole Charlie Kirk thing, I really dug into that when it came to the college and the surrounding area.
Oh yeah, that's such a deep fuck show. That whole situation.
The whole situation, but the one thing I'll
get lost in it.
The one thing nobody really hit on was the names of the mountains, and the whole MLK Jr. comparison that was going on at the time. Like, soon as it happened, well, I'm gonna tell you a weird experience real quick. I was hanging out with a friend and we were debating chocolate milk. What's the best chocolate milk, right? And there's this one I've had. I've only had it. No, that's not even milk, bro. It's not even milk. I had just had this brand probably a couple months beforehand. And I really don't drink chocolate milk all that much, but I had just had this recently. So I went back to the store and my friend grabbed her chocolate milk. I grabbed my chocolate milk and we traded. Mine clearly was better. The name of that chocolate milk was Promised Land with a red heifer on the label.
Oh,
and I'll digress in a moment. So we go home. I go home. I go, you know what? I'm going to really dig into this. Let's see what kind of bullshit I can find. And I started looking at the water symbolism of the college. There's a lot of reflecting pools and waterfalls and stuff. I was like, oh, do they have any deities, any water gods on campus? Let's check that out. Nothing popped up. No Neptune, no Poseidon, nothing like that popped up. So then I was like, all right, well, as I'm looking at the pictures, I noticed all the mountains literally on every side of the college. So I was like, what's the names of these mountains? And it's going to escape me now because I'm talking about it. Nebo.
Right.
Mount Nebo stood out. Yeah, Mount Nebo is biblical. Mount Nebo is the mountain Moses stood on to view the promised land. So we have my dumbass sitting here drinking some chocolate milk. I see that. I look down. I said, promise. What the hell? Okay, keep reading. And then I send a couple messages to some friends who I correspond with. And I was like, bro, this whole like promised land thing, this is kind of crazy. He's like, yeah, did you not realize that they've been comparing him to Martin Luther King Jr. also, whose famous speech is, I've seen the promised land? What? What? So, dude, what? I don't know what the fuck it means. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they hid that little bit of information in there. Why the fuck I found it after drinking some chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk from red heifer, man.
Oh, bro! Then not only that, bro. When you look on it, go look up Promised Land milk. They're in Texas. They're right where the red heifers were being raised.
Oh shit!
So what the fuck is this connection, bro? And why is this full circle shit?
Matt, where you live out there?
I'm not.
You
fuck no. I don't. I live in Ohio, bro. I'm in Ohio.
Not only,
but why? Like the Promised Land chocolate milk is made like their headquarters. I believe it's down around Dallas somewhere, and then their actual farm is right. It's less than a couple 100 miles away from where the red heifer farm that they sent over to Israel is at down in Texas. It's all connected, bro.
All the marketing agencies.
It's all connected.
All the marketing agencies make you understand that chocolate is associated with sin, specifically chocolate. Milk chocolate, right? Is associated
poppycock.
with sin. It's
Finish what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
Of chocolate, right?
Not just sin.
When all boys like chocolate.
Yo, I still drink chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Taking the right
I fucking love chocolate milk
right now.
does this mark you? Are you marked? It's like if you've had red heifer milk, does that mean
Well, they don't have they make regular milk too. They do sell regular milk and chocolate milk. I'm like, it was great. It was delicious. But then I looked at it, I'm like, it's still overly pasteurized, and they probably add baby hormones into it, fetal cells, whatever. But not to go back to your chocolate milk thing, it being sin. I even saw an old clip of a young man going up to a dispensary of regular milk and chocolate milk, and the boy picks the chocolate milk, and then you hear the voiceover guy going, "Timmy's picked chocolate milk. That means he's going to be irrational and irresponsible." Like, what? Because he wanted, because of the sugar content, right? It all leads back to sugar and the sweet shit and how it affects us. You know. And they said if he would have picked the regular milk, he'd be a responsible person in society. Like,
well, we have dark chocolate in our diet. Dark chocolate's heavier, healthier for you. As one who Anubis, I use dark chocolate as an offering on my altar. On top of its health benefits, there are ways. If you go with a lower cacao count, it tastes pretty good without becoming an unhealthy thing. Lower cacao count, you're eating for the health benefits because it kind of tastes like on the sour side. That's the real ultra dark stuff. But then you can also flavor it up with nuts and things.
There you go. Yo, Jester, you got any crazy stories? Gotta have some wild experiences, my man.
Let's see, man. All right, so there was one time. Now, it's a drug experience. I have a few. Like when I first started, when I went to college in Florida, I live in California, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
And I'm from DC, Washington DC. And
you're coming to North Carolina soon, aren't you? Right?
Yeah, I'm coming to Charlotte really soon. About 5 months, 6 months.
Nice, man. I'll see you before I.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Oh, you moving out?
No, I mean, I got a minute before I do, but before.
Okay.
I'll be here for a bit.
Okay. Well, when I was in college, I was around 18, 19, and on my 19th birthday, I tried acid. And that same night, I had this dude named, we called him Turtle. He was a part of the Grateful Dead family, or he supposedly was. I didn't know what that stuff was. Now, before I met him, I was taking research chemicals thinking it was LSD. And then I thought acid was all the same. And I remember one time I got in the back of a car and they were whispering to each other in the front seat, and I was in the back seat. And they're like, and then everyone gets out the car and Jeff stayed. He's like, you know what you're taking isn't acid. What the fuck is it? I'm tripping. He's like, it's a whole different trip, man. Like, you gotta actually try acid. I'll give you some one day. So this, mind you, this man, this first person, I tried DMT before I ever tried acid, and there was a time where we were in the bathroom smoking DMT out of at a party, smoking DMT out of a light bulb.
Yeah. Yo, this is like some fucking Fear and Loathing shit, bro. What the?
Yeah, this is one of the trippiest dudes I've ever met. Like he made it.
Adrenochrome and it's fucking party time.
Yo, I did mescaline with him, 2CB. I've tried every research chemical under the sun. But there was one time, so let's fast forward 3 years, and I ended up getting a job. I was a custodian for a while, and I was making some good money, and I had to pay rent. So I was spending all my supposedly rent money on acid, and I was selling acid. I would get a sheet probably for like $200-$300, and I'd buy like 3 or 4 at a time. So there was around Christmas time, the Grateful Dead family, the Fluff family. Now, for those that don't know, LSD isn't one specific strain. It's they have needlepoint, they have fluff, they have check 25, what they call that cheese. They have bronze, silver. Now, fluff is like high grade, like really high grade shit. And if it's coming from the Grateful Dead family, of course, it's like really strong shit. So around this time, they have these green. Now, white on white comes from, it was unperforated blotter, which means it doesn't have the squares.
Yeah.
So I got it.
Can't just peel it apart.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
it came, huh?
I've seen sheets before. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember when I called him, and he was like, "I got a backpack," and I was like, "What's a backpack again?" I knew what a Bible was. A Bible is 10 sheets stacked on one paper. A backpack is 100 Bibles. So it's 100. It's 10. A Bible is 10 sheets.
It's like a
stacked on like. It's 1,000 sheets. 1,000 times 100. He had 100,000 sheets in the palm of his hand. He was just flipping through it without gloves, and he was tripping on the phone. He said, "Don't worry, I got you." So he sends me the acid through the mail, and it was in a magazine. It was in like a tattoo magazine, and it came in. It was one of those fancy tattoo magazines. I didn't know what the fuck I was getting. I saw his name, and I was just like, that's weird. So it was in a tattoo magazine inside of a envelope that had a Hallmark card, and it was one of those Hallmark cards that had the voice animation. You know, when you open it, it has like the voice animation.
Yes.
And he had the sheets stacked on top of each other inside of that. He cut a hole, a slit inside of it, and put the sheets inside of it. It took me forever to figure out where the fuck it was without calling him. I didn't call him, but I think it took me like 30 minutes to figure out where this shit was at. I was deciphering every fucking page of that goddamn tattoo magazine. I was like, is this like a decoy or something? So anyway, I'm at my grandma's house.
Lick the pages to see if something happens.
Yeah. I'm about to start eating the pages. So I got one sheet at the time because he's like, dude, it's like triple dipped. I paid $500 for this sheet, and this was it. Now white on white is white on white, but around this time it's green on green. So he said it's triple dipped. Each supposed hit is 3 hits, so be careful. And I was like, okay, for sure. Now I ate about 2 hits the first day. I had a good time. And then I fucked around. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. And from what I was told, he told me this. He said, never put your LSD inside of tinfoil. It degrades the LSD. You got to put it in like actual cardboard paper or like paper. You got to put it in paper. Don't put it on tinfoil.
Oh, wow.
So I had it in a piece of paper, and I had these little teeny baby scissors, and I cut a strip, like a giant strip. Now I just woke up, dude. I'm not realizing how much I'm cutting. I cut like not half the sheet, but like at least like almost half the sheet, and I folded it and ate it. Now I literally eat acid. I don't put it under my tongue. I don't do none of that shit. I eat it just to make sure it's it, because usually with research chemicals, you have to leave it under your tongue just for like a side note for anyone that does do acid, if it tastes bitter, spit the shit out. Acid has no taste. Now let me tell you this shit. When I ate that fucking, supposedly it was like 75 hits I ate. When I ate that, I guess those 2 strips, when I folded it, it tastes like a battery was in my mouth. It literally tastes like I had an alkaline battery in my mouth.
Oh,
So
mouthful of
I ate. It took me a while to. I chewed it up and swallowed it. I just remember that ill taste in my mouth. So I smoke weed. I also haven't smoked weed in like a long time. I was gonna go downstairs and smoke weed. I can't smoke weed in my mom's house, my grandma's house. So I went downstairs, went to the car, I rolled the joint, and I'm waiting for this shit to kick in. And I sit at the bus stop right outside of her house, right there, and I'm smoking the joint, and it's hitting me so like anyone that's done acid, you're tripping so hard you don't realize you're tripping. So I'm smoking, and it's like the colors are so vibrant. I'm literally like doing this. I'm trying to get it out of my face. Like there's a street light. It's 2:00 in the morning, so I'm like waving at the street light, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" So I realized acid started to kick in. I smoke like half the joint, and mind you, it's like 2:00 in the morning again, and a cop rolls by, and I'm just at the corner smoking a doobie, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I remember my eyes got big. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I tossed the joint, and I started walking back to the house, and I was unable to feel anything. My body, I feel like I was like like an automatic. Yeah, I was floating. It wasn't even floating, dude. Like I had no awareness of anything. Like I remember when I got upstairs and I got in the house and I sat down. I remember I was like, how the fuck did I just do that? Like I was tripping, bro. And I sat down, I put my headphones on, which took a couple minutes for what it seemed forever. It took a couple minutes to put the headphones on. And I started listening to EDM. I listened to a lot of like Thriftworks, Tipper, shit like that. And I mean, when you're having such an intense trip like that, I swear I peaked instantly, man. Like my grandma's smoking a cigarette in a room 2 rooms away. What the hell? Oh, I could smell the cigarette smoke, and I'm like, dude, I can literally smell her perfume. I could smelling shit down the hall. I was like, what the fuck? And I remember asking myself, who am I? And I remember getting up and I looked in the mirror and I didn't see shit. I mean, that's how bright the colors were. I didn't see myself in the mirror. Like, it felt like I saw nothing. I guess the color of acid would be violent, like what bees can see. I remember being
pull up a second, Justin.
was
it feels like your shit's screwed up for a second. See, we lost you. Yep. Yeah, sounded like something was wrong. Yo, that is fucking. Zero. You look shocked by that amount of acid intake.
Woo.
That's insane.
I'm just like, yeah. I mean, wild.
I feel like I'm overdosing. I didn't even take
it. Right. I've done my mushrooms. And the last time I really dove into it, I think I explained my story about when I did a heroic dose of albino penis envy.
My back.
I did. I think
it's a form of psilocybin.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Isn't it like one of the stronger ones out there?
Yes, that particular kind.
What was that?
And I raw dogged a heroic dose, a full eighth. Enriched on a full moon.
Oh my god.
So long story short, I got a stomach ache off of the matter, which turned it into a very challenging, I'm not going to call it a bad trip because I felt like $1 million at the end of it, but let's just say there was a little bit of nightmare fuel involved when I got to the hallucination phase, which was a lot of fun, involving seeing a one-eyed tentacle entity hovering over me while I'm writhing in my bed, just trying to deal with the stomach pain while not having a chance to enjoy the hallucinations. So I go at it for a couple of hours, like that, and it's like this crazy being where it goes from tentacles to like fairy wings and then morphs back, like kind of like if you're watching like one of those procedurally generated kind of like fractals where it keeps flipping between one image or the other, not like that. And on the other side of it, I kind of had kind of like cocoonically emerged as something else. There was a major release of some sort on the other end of it, because I eventually I threw up, and then when I threw up, I felt better, and I stared at a bazillion microbes moving because I was hallucinating, staring at my own vomit. That was weird and interesting. And then eventually I was able to stand again and get a drink of water as I was slowly coming down and able to grasp my feelings and say like, oh, good, I got through the whole thing.
What drug was this?
This was the penis envy.
Penis envy.
Yes.
Penis envies? Oh my god, bro. Those are the shit.
Heroic dose albino.
That's
penis.
wild.
Yo, 1 gram will fuck you up, man.
Full moon during ritual.
On a fucking full moon.
Oh my god. You know, you're like the 3rd person I've ever spoke to that actually has tried those.
That's intense, man.
Yeah. It is. Completely opposite. Like I did a heroic. Well, I did like a full 1/8 once of Golden Teachers, which is the exact opposite spectrum, right? I didn't even get to a hallucination. I had some auditory warping. Other than that, it was just a really like, it was like my nervous system was getting a nice massage.
I never, you know, it was weird for me. What made me actually stop fucking with this shit? I mean, one time I took like 7.5 acid and like that kind of like. I think after that, I don't think I touched acid again, or maybe a few times. But I did like fuck with shrooms and ecstasy. I never really ever saw anything that wasn't there. Like I'd see things maybe differently, but like yo, at one point like, when I started going to raves, it was near like the end of my raving career. Sometimes I would like take ecstasy. I wouldn't hallucinate on it, like why I'm fucked up or peaking, but like by the time I even like got home, or unfortunately one time when I was going home, I would actually like hallucinate shit that's not there, like and I was just like, yo, that is, why is ecstasy coming down off of ecstasy doing that when acid and shrooms and mescaline or any other hallucinogenic thing that I've ever taken has never actually is not there at all.
Have you ever tried ALD 52?
I have no idea what the fuck that is. I mean, I could have and been told it was something else, but no, not
Orange Sunshine.
That's got to be spiritual. Because I've never seen anything on acid or mushrooms either. It's always just whatever's in front of me. It's distorted. Don't look at your dick for too long on acid. That freaked me the fuck out. I'm not kidding. I'm sorry. You want to get weird, dude? That was weird. The veins were like, no, I'm good. I was just trying to take a pee, and then the light was super bright, and I was just like, no, no, that didn't just happen.
Hey,
that was weird.
Fuck that whore! How dare you put me inside of her?
No, I was just taking a piss in a bathroom, a bright ass bathroom, man, and I wasn't ready for that bright light, I guess, because I'd been outside in the pitch black for so long.
Yeah, it was like the spotlight was on him. All of a sudden, he had like a
audience. I've had sex on acid. Like
there's certain things though, man. When you're on that stuff, You perceive it completely different. You just go stare at some fucking trees in the dark and tell me what you see. At least on mushrooms, I know that. Like, obviously, I wasn't seeing any like creatures crawling around on the tree, hopping around from limb to limb, but the tree itself just looked otherworldly. It was no longer a tree.
Mushrooms always seem to be a more enjoyable experience for me.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I've only done acid twice.
That shit is cool. Like I've
Ooh.
heard a lot of people like will see the same shit where like it looks like the shit's breathing almost. That's pretty cool. Like when it's shit looks like moving or waving. I have seen that.
First time I ever seen anything move was on 2CI, and it seemed like it felt like every time I touched the wall, it was like like the ocean. It felt like it was like a water drop in the middle of a pond.
Oh. And what was that? Justin, what was
It
that?
It felt as though that when I was on 2CI that it felt as though like when you have a water drop in the middle of a pond, like how it ripples. That's how it felt. That's how it looked like when the walls were breathing when I was on 2CI.
Shit. That's
Yeah. Yeah. But to finish that trip story I was telling you, I start seeing Arabic and Hebrew in my visuals. And it seemed like that trip, man. It seemed like I started talking to my grandma like at least like 3 hours in the trip, and I told her I was tripping, and she was like, "How much did you take?" And I just told her 10 hits, and she's like, 10 hits. And my grandma went to Woodstock, so like she understood,
And she even thought 10 hits was probably a lot, and you're like,
yeah,
Grandma was like,
she said she took mushrooms. Yeah, man. It seemed as though that like I did that time, but that time it seemed like I didn't come back for like at least a month.
Oh, I think we're losing you again, buddy.
Oh my god.
It's screwing up on us. Yeah, sorry about that, sir.
So there's little acid entities in his computer.
Yeah.
Sometimes leave the phone on. You gotta give it a restart because you've tripped the RAM.
Yeah, or sometimes on those things too, it's like you have to almost be like standing still because if you start moving around or getting louder and stuff, it takes up more bandwidth and then you're fucked. It's not gonna work.
It'll probably help if I close all my apps on my phone that I have like 12 running right now.
Maybe.
That's why I just put the picture up.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, if you could just take off your video off the camera, and you should be fine.
How do you do that? Let me see. Hold on. No, that's not it.
There you go. Yeah, you should.
Is it better?
It should catch up within like a minute or so, and you should be fine and good to go.
I recently went to the Sandy Hook Memorial. I'd never been before, and I filmed.
What Hollywood stage was that?
No. This is the memorial. It's not the location of the event.
I know. I'm just messing.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I film it. I talk about it a little bit. I go around the whole thing and catch all the names on it, and I have a number of comments. Then afterwards, I off camera, I did a little ritual because I was alone and I could get away with it other than what was going to get seen on the surveillance camera. So right now the Newtown police are scratching their head, being like, "Why does he keep circling it and waving his hands and jabbering like an idiot?" But anyway, so I did a little healing ritual at the site. The school itself is behind gated security.
Did you have to hop a fence? Sorry, that's like no comment.
I've hopped the fence to EDC Orlando. Yeah, me and the homies hopped the fence. My friends were they hopped the fence first, and then I hopped the fence last because I was hella scared. We had to jump like 2 fences, and the second fence we jumped was like a pond, and we jumped over the pond, and then I just ran straight. I'm tripping, and I just ran straight, and I didn't. My boy's like, "You almost ran that dude over," and I was like, "Who the fuck you talking about?" He's like, "That was a security guard that told you to stop." And I was like, "I did not see that guy." He was like, "Yeah, dude, you almost ran his ass over." And everyone was talking about it. I was like, "I did not see that."
Yo, did you guys? I don't know if I remember. I think they used to do it at the Coliseum a lot and a couple other places. Whenever there was shows, like you could get the shitty seats. Now this is if they have general admission, and then like everybody just like waits for like the bum rush of everybody running down, and you just fucking hop the fence anyway and get into general admission. Like, did they do that shit out by like you guys at places and stuff?
Yeah, definitely, especially like at
shit like that all the time. It just made me think of that. Your whole situation of like running just made me think of like
EDC Orlando, EDC Vegas.
Jump through like guys, holding the gate and shit.
It even happened at what was it? Electric Forest. There was a group that jumped. I bought tickets, but my buddy was like, "We should jump the fence anyway." Then when they try to catch us, say we have tickets, and I was like, "That's stupid." So we're kicking out by the back, and we see these people run forward, and then we just see this herd of people coming from like one corner of the forest and another corner of the forest, and we figured out what happened later. We're like, "What the fuck happened?" So yeah, it was a herd of like 200 people that try to jump the gate. And I was like, "How could you jump the gate when there's really only one entrance?" Although we're in a forest, there's way more than one entrance. So some people.
That's funny. Oh man. Yo, Matthew, did you want to? Oh shit, I didn't bring him back in. I might actually might start to wrap it up here. I didn't know if anybody, Matthew, maybe if you wanted to add something before we start to wrap it up.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Eternal something real quick. You said he did a ritual around the whole memorial there. I live around a lot of mounds, like a lot, out in Ohio. One of the ones.
What are you close
one of
to
the
in
ones
Ohio,
of,
Matt?
Akron, Kent,
I'm in Cincinnati.
Northeast. Okay, you're a bit further. That's about 3 hours away.
Yeah.
But you're near all the big mountains. But I got some decent ones up here that aren't obviously talked about enough or as much. But one of the mounds is in a spot called Towner's Woods. It was a farm for a while. They dug it up. It was a burial site for an ancient. The name of the Indian tribe starts with an H. It's in my mind right now. Damn it. Anyway,
did it involve
they say the mountain. No. no, not this time. They say the mountain's been around since like 200-300 CE, BC, whatever. When you do a ritual around the mountain like that, what kind of like, how do you take back the energy or put more positive energy into geological structure like that? What would you do? Have you done anything like that? I guess I should ask.
Well, you have to build a relationship with it. Where I am, the most significant thing that there is in North Salem, which is the Balanced Rock, which is an ancient dolmen that a lot of archaeologists and geologists didn't want to admit was an ancient dolmen because they didn't have a Native American answer for how this rock came to be balanced on these three stones in such a way. And this is a massive rock filled with granite. It's near a water source, a flowing water source. There's a brook that goes right under it. You can take a dowsing rod to the area, and dowsing rod will react because the water does run under it in some way, shape, or form. And this ginormous rock that has a suspiciously odd cat face from one particular angle, and has some inscription that's very stated on it that some Americans from a historical society put there. I've meditated under this thing.
Oh, nice.
Kill me, right? The
Wow.
Okay.
Palpable.
Crazy story. So, along with the mountains in my area of Kent, Ohio, there's a place called Standing Rock Cemetery where there's just one ginormous. I mean, it's tall. It's huge. It's sitting in the middle of the river by itself, nothing else around. And they said it was a spot for the different tribes of Indians in the area to have a meeting spot at. I'm like, how the hell did they climb up there, first off? Because weird experience, me and a friend were walking through cemeteries this summer for fun. And, you know, they were busting out their phone and had some of those apps that, you know, would pick up words from, you put your phone in airplane mode, it picks up words and stuff. But Standing Rock Cemetery was one of the places we got some of the most activity. But for the first time ever, I've lived in Kent my entire life pretty much, and I've always wanted to climb up on that rock. One night, late at night, we were walking through that cemetery, and I said, let's go check out the rock real quick. I want to see if like we feel anything. A whole ass tree fell over into the river, right up to the rock. Bro, I was so excited. I shimmied my ass all the way up to the top of that rock, sat there, and just started like, yeah, finally, this is what it felt. The Indians are doing over here, huh? I don't know, but it's like that was always I wanted to climb up on that rock and get high as a kid and a teenager, you know. Yeah. Just so happens that cemetery is literally right across the street from the high school that I went to. Yeah. So
that's creepy.
Yeah, that's right. But dude, and this rock is connected to all the mounds and the campus and my Kent State story that I came on the Occult Rejects and talked about quite a few months ago. It's,
that was bugged out. That's actually people. That go check that out.
Yeah. I'm still doing more research.
I still I'm crazy, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a shitty job on that one. I'm gonna tell you, Mark.
It was still a good story.
Mark edited it pretty good, but I'm not gonna lie, he was like, I was supposed to do a show with him. He canceled on me, then we went to go do it again, and he got on super late. I lost. My brain just shut down after like 10 o'clock, and he had I was like talking to myself. He didn't even respond. He didn't say much to me. He was just dead silent. I even had to ask him, like, Mark, you still there? Am I talking to myself? Like, it was, I don't know. It was just bad vibes off. I'm going to blame it on myself, though. I was a little ill prepared. The version I did with Occult Rejects, though, that was awesome. Plus all the people you had on the panel.
Pretty congruent. Like, you know, it was a lot, but I mean,
I'm still doing work with that. I still need to go find out. I really believe that the entire Kent State campus is a mound working that they just built upon. I think the whole thing isn't just, it's beyond just ancient mounds. I think that was like a civilization that was here. There's tunnels underneath the campus that connect a lot of the buildings too, that I had no idea about. So yeah, that's gonna be a fun one to get back into. I wanna, once I confirm if that campus was all made of mounds or not, I want to really dig into some more info with that. That's been a passion project. That's a lot of fun.
So Matthew, to like when you asked me that question, let me give you a little bit better of an answer too, because I had a second to still on explaining myself, right? You know,
absolutely.
What you could really do, because this is, you know, how I started with ritual work that I would do, you know, at that Balanced Rock. I had help. You know, I had a little bit of help and guidance with Balanced Rock at the time, because it's not, because there's another shaman who is quite good at what he does, who's already operating with that rock. I go and I do a little bit with it myself, but it's his to claim. But you want to, this is animism. The rock has a consciousness. The rock has a history. Tapped into with remote viewing, for one thing, right? So you could always learn remote viewing, and you can learn the history of everything that's ever happened and around that rock.
I love that.
Secondly, so you're tuning into your nervous system with anything that you're doing beyond the normal five senses, right? So you're tuning into your nervous system. And so in ritual, there's a reason why you draw the circle of the magician first, right? To establish the world, definitions, boundaries, sacred and safe spaces, so on and so forth. So you get to know it. You walk around it. You get a full spectrum observation of it. If you can get under it, you get under it. You can get over it, you get over it, right? You look at it, you listen to it, you feel it with your nervous system. You feel for the subtle energies. You talk to it, expecting it to listen, and then meditate. Let it talk back to you. And then once you built a relationship with it, go and do something magical with it. Hi, Teresa.
Hi, how are you?
I was going to mention, like, I think
Yeah, I'm on a live stream. You're all right. I didn't hear anything. Sorry, guys.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Zaralath, weren't you on the show with when Teresa was on the show?
Yep.
I think one time we were on together. We talked. We talked.
Yeah, no, I think the first time you came on.
Rarely.
Yeah, the first time, I think so. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Yeah.
It's Teresa.
Hello.
Gangsters.
What's up?
I think I just saw you, Teresa, on my suggested finds on Instagram.
Did you?
Yeah, because I follow Nick, so I think you came up. I was just looking like an hour ago.
Oh,
Teresa is the shit. I love Teresa. Hi, Teresa.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's obviously I don't see no Native Americans coming around that standing rock anymore and worship, doing anything with it. So it's like, and I love what you said, like, what if somebody's already kind of claimed that energy? I tend to believe that Kent, Ohio was stolen, taken over basically by the railroad companies, because it was a farming community, then it turned into a big railroad company. Marvin Kent was sent by the Rockefeller type folks, the Carnegie folks, to Kent, Ohio to basically, because they knew the energy was there. They knew what was there. The standing rock, all the mounds. This city was almost built with spiritual purposes behind it, in my opinion. So taking back the energy with that rock, if let's say nobody's messing with that energy anymore, that rock's just sitting there. Somebody maybe did a spell on it 100 years ago, and nobody's done anything to it since. Especially that it's sitting in the middle of an important river.
My situation is the place of, there's a context of my history and relationship, as opposed to in general, right? So in general, there's no actual claim, but there's but when it comes to who has good history, doing good work with that location, right? I have not the what it is, I don't even know everything about the rock as well as quite a few, right? But I do have a decent personal spiritual relationship with it. A little bit of it is documented.
Nice.
Okay. Now, and I guess with that, do you think putting Do you think really putting your positive energy or your intent into something that magnificent and powerful would have any effect on the surrounding area?
Yeah. Yeah. It's once you've really, understood it, understand yourself and understand how the power is transferred into the world through the ethers, and how something like an ancient dolmen is a very powerful conduit point because of its history and significance.
Dolmen was the word I was trying to find.
Like
almost like
if the world doesn't want to love this thing, when there used to be probably whole tribes of all sorts.
You're right. It's just
used to gather around it, because it, they knew there was something special about it, and they had their whatevers, and now nobody does. Now it's a handful of guys that would dare to call themselves mystics, witches, and shamans. Right? So it's getting love from human beings as it was probably designed to do, as being a thing of its kind, a spot designed for someone to do that kind of thing because of how energy is gathered at a dolmen.
I like that.
That's
so they're lost.
Yeah, that's
it. I'm tuning the damn thing.
No, that's what I kind of want to do, is retune it. But who knows? Who knows what kind of dark magicians still exist in this area?
This is biospherical regenesis. If we're talking about terra magic like this, if we're talking about tapping into the earth grid, which a lot of these sites are going to be all about, which is a very Thunarian thing. It's a very Thor thing to do because of the Mother Earth, the Father Sky, the Thunder God, and all that stuff involving concepts of grounding and running and running power through it, right? And so our chi, we're how in the Matrix it's like, oh man, human beings are batteries, right? Well, this is that healthy relationship by which the human being as the battery is feeding aspects of our toroidal systems. This is the healthy relationship that comes from one who knows how to fill his own cup.
Oh,
I love that, brother.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely onto something then, man. Because I'm always, especially this past year, was just been completely attracted to that area. Not just through my research, but going out there. Like I said, me and a friend wanted to try some ghost hunting stuff out. We kept going to different smaller graves, cemeteries, and that one just, it's different, man. It's not a big cemetery by any means, but it's got some of the most peculiar gravestones there and everything that really tell a story. But real quick, what
technology, or are you using only
we use dowsing rods a little bit to ask questions, and we use technology. My friend had her phone out with pick up the words. And I'll be honest, I thought it's like, this is just stupid AI things probably generating the words. Well, I'll say at least two major times where my mind is just like, all right, okay. One of which was at the Standing Rock Cemetery. It had popped up with a name. I want to say it was like Abigail or something. It was a real old-timey name, started with the name. And I'm like, all right, so we're looking around for Abigail. Is there an Abigail around here? Hello, Abigail. Do you want to talk to us?
Fans are laughing really hard right now.
Yo, that's why I just laughed. King Diamond, Abigail. Fucking album's awesome.
Sorry.
We were walking around there all night. So the very last stone, there was a huge tall. I'm like, let me go check that one out. I want to see if I see any numbers, symbols, signs on it. As soon as I walk up to it, I'm just like, hey, friend, come here. They're like, what? I'm like, remember that name that popped up earlier? It was on the gravestone. It was the last one I looked at right before we walked out of there. Like, all right, that's something. That's something. And then a few weeks later, broad daylight in an even smaller cemetery that's really, really old in the middle of Akron. The word Deem popped up. DEEM. And instantly we turned our head, and the biggest gravestone in that section we were at said Deem on it.
That's bugged out.
I'm like, how? All right, that's not AI. Because she had her phone on airplane mode too. So how is she getting the signal if it's on airplane mode? I don't know. I'm not smart enough to tell you that, but that's that shit threw me off, man. That made me stop questioning so much a little bit. I'm like, all right, finally an experience where I can't explain something.
I have
that shit's
one
pretty cool though.
I have one ultra subtle short ghost story. All right.
You know what? Real quick though, I want to let Teresa be able to go and tell hers, and then unfortunately I'm gonna have to wrap
Go
up.
ahead.
Unfortunately, Zarla, sorry.
Oh, all right, sure. So
Yeah, maybe we'll get you on next week though. Unless you can be real quick, Zarla. Go, Teresa.
Sure. Okay. So I don't have too many crazy stories, but
yeah,
one thing that was really weird, and I actually told this story years ago, the first time I was on your show, Nick, the NY Patriot Show. Like that's how this goes back a bit,
it's
right?
4 years ago, probably.
It's a minute. But
3 years ago.
During 2020 times, shall we say, everyone was like high stress, high anxiety, blah blah blah. But I was discovering a lot of information, researching things at the time. And then one night when I was maybe a couple weeks into diving into things, so it's like probably end of March 2020, I was trying to sleep and I was like on the verge, right between like awake and asleep, just as you're about to like drift off. And I had this like energetic force like wash over me. It was literally like a rolling pin of like an energetic like wave.
Yeah.
Yeah? You've had that?
Who was that? Was that Jester?
Jester, I think.
Oh, sorry. I was talking to somebody. My bad.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I thought that was 35 hits of acid.
I was like, oh wow, you did the same thing.
Yeah, I'm having flashbacks, man. I'm having flashbacks.
No, that's funny. No, but I had that happen to me. Like, at first, I was like, whoa. Like, sometimes you'll feel stuff as you're about to fall asleep, and it's like a muscle twitch, a cramp. Like, this wasn't like that. This was like intentional, like rolling from like my head down to my feet, like pressing. And I was like, okay, is this like sleep paralysis? Like, what's going on? But I wasn't afraid. It was just odd. So I just like kind of relaxed into it and like let it happen. That makes sense. And it happened probably 4 to 5 times, like the whole roll, and then it just stopped. But after that, it's like I was given this like huge burst of energy for a long period of time. Like, and then I was getting all this information like coming to me in perfect synchronicity. Like I had to learn one thing to understand the next thing. And it was just like boom, 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 boom. Everything was happening sequentially. And I probably got like the fastest crash course on like conspiracy and crazy like theories, health things, all in the span of like a month. And I was just up, I could be up to like 3, 4 a.m. no problem. Like just watching video, reading articles, like it was insane. And it's almost like it just came to me. I don't know any other way to put it. And then that same energetic like wave happened to me again. I want to say around the time, in Canada, we had the truckers convoy. Do you remember that back in 2022?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I yeah, I had that happen to me again around that time. I'm Canadian. I'm in Canada, so it was a high stress time for us free thinkers back then, and that's when like Russia Ukraine was happening, and that same thing happened to me again, and then I had like a crazy dream about like the fallen angels. It was a bizarre time, but yeah, it was interesting. I don't know.
Quick
Yeah, it was almost
question.
yes.
You weren't meditating or anything? You said it's just a wave of energy? Like,
No, I wouldn't say I was actively meditating at the time. I was just trying to go to sleep. So, I mean,
so
but
I
I have
I would.
meditation experience like a lot. So,
I had something similar happen, but it happened coming out of a deep meditation experience that I've only been able to do once. But I'm just like what you said. It was like a whole month of extra energy, synchronicities, things lining up perfectly where it's almost like you had to learn this little bit of information for you to even pick up the next bit of information that was coming towards you.
yes.
It just happened for months and months and months after that. So yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Interesting. Was that around the same time?
Yeah.
Like the same
No, that was like
year?
2011, 2012 for me. It was
Oh,
a very long time ago. Yeah.
It almost
But
felt
it's still
like
right around a very energetic uptick time in history though, right? That 2011,
yeah,
2012 time, everything was going on, and you said 2020 around COVID and everything. Yeah, it's kind of, man, that makes you
feel
think.
like
That's like, I think.
it almost felt like a baptism, honestly. If I could describe it as anything. I don't want to say an
That's-
anointing. I don't think of myself in that way by any means. But like, I don't know, some sort of like an energetic gift. Like, okay, here, you want truth? I'm going to show you. Like, here, take it and learn it and run with it as far as you want to go. Like, that's what it felt like. So
That's amazing.
it was interesting.
That's this reward you get for going through the crucible, doing the right thing, having the wisdom, the wit, the intuition, that pretty much happened to everybody, right?
Yeah.
You guys know about Thomas Sheridan now. It's just like, that's the thing, right? Like, no, you're not you're not anointed. You don't have to use that word. We like to use the word bestowed.
Sure. I like that word.
Yes. Because I don't like the word bless because it means to be less, right?
Hashtag bless.
Yeah.
It's a hard game working the vernacular and then
That's
respect the people that you meet that don't know about your super special snobby vernacular.
It's all semantics anyway, Same.
In a way, but I mean, like it comes with how you're building everything, like how you talk, it's your evocations, your incantations every single day, right? If you want to be a warrior, you speak a warrior's language, and that informs everything else that you're telling your body to do and your mind how to think.
That's very true.
Right. So that's what it is. And so like on my channel, I have a playlist that I just label Living the Mythical Life in Action. And that's when I get out and I just document myself out there in the world doing something really kind of interesting. Right. Like when I'm doing my little kickboxing routines or my meditation, like my Qigong, I might be filming a Qigong run or whatever, or I'm climbing Breakneck Ridge, and I had my GoPro back then and all that stuff, right? There's a living mythology that has to have the language bringing it to life. This is the Galder in the Norse mythos that is bringing things to manifestation. Don't just use your crude, arbitrary Oxford language fucking words if you're going to do anything in English at all. Be a poet.
Oh, I like that.
You have to be a poet. This is
art. Make your life a living meditation. Make your life a living art the way you want it to be.
Exactly.
You're going to be a poet doing it in hexameter.
Yeah. It's like, it's part of living in the flow state. It's, people want to reach Alan Watts's idea of Wu Wei. It's part of that. And that mythology will end up serving you. The first time that I climbed Breakneck Ridge, which some of you New York guys know it. It's off the Hudson. Breakneck Ridge, this was a very Thor versus Jormungandr mythology for me, right? This was my not only mountain Jotun, but an ice Jotun. And me climbing it in a snowstorm, was my initiation of one particular kind, because it was a physical feat in the real world that was life-threatening that I wanted to do.
Sounds like out of a movie.
Right. And and Breakneck's not the scariest fucking thing that you could fucking climb in America. But as far as bouldering goes, it's called Breakneck for a fucking reason. It is. And there are times where I really fucking, if you slide on that gradient like a foot, your heart skips 3 fucking beats. Because the only way you're going up is like this. You fall backwards, your crown is so likely to get smacked. I don't wear a fucking helmet.
Hiking helmet?
I got gloves. I'm wearing gloves. That's it.
I wouldn't do it. So kudos, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's fun. I can climb that mountain in the summertime. I can climb that mountain fucking like half an hour.
Damn.
All right, Zaralath, you know what? I think this ghost story that you have, I think you should see if there's one day that you can hold off and bring that on to Headless's mailbag another time.
It's
if you don't mind.
It's so short, it wouldn't.
Okay, all right. Then do it now, real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. If you want to do it now, real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. If you
look, because this was a goodbye visit. That's what my ghost story is.
Okay.
In 2020, my grandmother passed away in a nursing home, and within the month, perhaps it was within the week of the funeral, one night I was half passed out here in this room. There used to be a bed over here behind me, and I was hanging over like in an awkward position, half asleep, looking in the corner over here. And I look up and I see a pale blue complexioned appearance of my grandmother as she looked around the time that she passed, but just standing there with a pleasant little smile looking at me. And then I came into more of I kind of woke myself up some more and she was gone. But I was in the in-between state, and it makes perfect sense because it falls right in line with the Bardo time before reincarnation and her coming to visit. And I caught it.
You think like being half in and out is how you even like was able to perceive her?
Yeah, I do. I believe so. I believe so. So gratefully, I had trouble sleeping, or it was late or something, and I hadn't gotten passed out yet with whatever it was I had done that night, and I was still in mourning and perpetually wrathful at what COVID did for her end of life.
Yes,
because she was in a nursing home in Connecticut here, and she wasn't treated more badly than a lot of other COVID people in nursing homes, but the basics were inhuman enough with the social distancing in her condition.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to hug her before she passed away.
Terrible.
I mean, I probably should have just hugged her if I had, said like, fuck it, I don't know if I'm going to see her again, but because she had like all of her issues were external, like her internal organs Like she never had like an organ failure issue or anything like that. She was always internally healthy as an ox. It was like, you know, her eyesight was gone. Her language center had fallen away, and she reverted to speaking only French. She forgot how to speak English, could understand some of it only a little bit, making it 20 times harder to talk to her.
Oh, yeah.
Lost her hearing aid, and there was nothing to provide a hearing aid. So she was also super hard to hear. This was the most painful way to separate with somebody at end of life. And I'm looking at, and I'm, you know, and it's just one of those fucking things where
Lack of communication with even.
I'm not upset that we don't have the money to take care of grandma better. I'm upset that there was never a fucking conversation in the family about it.
Sure.
But anyway,
that's hard.
So yeah. So anyway, that's the story of my grandma coming to visit me before she moved on.
Well, I think that happens a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice little, you know.
I'm assuming that's a good experience for you. That's how you consider it.
Yeah, it was
nice.
a good experience for me. I don't think I necessarily needed a paranormal experience to even feel that way, but I think it was important that also I had to see it, right? And the only other thing that ever came slightly close to that was completely kind of different, where I was on my first job in construction. Like I'd finally landed a first kind of thing to give me some construction experience, and there was some carpentry involved in it. And as I'm doing it about, I felt the presence through my mind's eye. I could kind of see like not like I was hallucinating it or anything like that, just in my mind's eye, that all of a sudden Odin had showed up, you know, and I was just like, why is the All-Father here? And I'm just working. This is like psychic periphery paying attention, right? So Odin shows up, and then I realize you know, he came with some, and Odin came and brought my grandfather, which is my grandmother's husband, to come and see me doing carpentry work because he was a carpenter.
Oh.
Grandpa wasn't a pagan, but that doesn't matter. For all I know, it was fucking Loki under Odin's watch saying, okay, you're going to be his grandpa. You're going to teach him a fucking lesson. And if you fuck this up, Loki, I'm going to kill you. Maybe it was that. It doesn't matter. But the point is, in my mind's eye, I just, you know, like this is what I mean. Like, I can't tell, like, wild. These are my stories. They're very personal. They require a little moment like this to get the right question to ask me, to explain my magical experiences, right? So, you know, there's no real words. It's just feeling that aura of grandpa's pride. That's like, the kids finally fucking figured it out. Oh, I guess I can deal with the fact that he didn't cut his hair, right? Like that's kind of like the vibe check coming from grandpa with the whole.
Choose your battles, grandpa. Okay.
Then that kind of fades off while I, you know, because all I'm doing is working, and it's just, and I just have this little grin on my face while I'm working, and like I kind of nod at nothing, and keep at it until kind of like the vibe shows that they've gone to let me do my thing. Right. But, you know, I just, you know, just feeling this kind of idea of, you know, that, you know, it follows logic because Odin's a psychopath. It would be him or some other, like Anubis could have showed up like that, you know?
There you go. All right. Then we're going to wrap it up now. I know some of you, Matthew, you don't have your own podcast, do you? I don't think you do. Or if there's anything, I don't know if you can even hear me over there. Zeralath, why don't you go ahead and plug your stuff first?
Yeah. In the chat room, I linked my interview with Dana, our friend over Ronnie Jules.
Yes.
And I am Zeralath Eternal here on YouTube, where I do all my podcasting. If you're interested in listening to me butcher my guitar, you can go to Zeralath Shreds and check that out. The last upload I did, I actually think I did a pretty sick job, but it's all shred salad. I don't quite have any songs because I have an odd kind of writer's block right now. I'll get back to you when it's been cured.
It's shredding. Yeah. This guy's gonna sound like Steve I, right?
Eventually, I hope, or at least Kyle Rasmussen, because
that's
right now I'm supporting Vitriol full force.
Nice. Justin, did you want to plug anything? You want to show off your Instagram page or anything?
Ah,
I wasn't sure. I don't know.
maybe when I get it more. I haven't posted in a long time. I usually post pagan holidays.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think people interested in the occult would find your page actually interesting.
What is my page? Shit. Frauder Da Vinci, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Frauder Da Vinci. That's my Instagram, everybody.
Yes. Yo, Matthew, you want to plug in anything?
Yeah, you can just follow me on Instagram for now and X, Awakened Lion 29. I have been slowly working on a podcast, kind of like my man just said. I've been dude, ever since that Charlie Kirk shit happened, I've been just at a energetic block with my own trying to get shit done. Every time I try to set up to do something, it's something stops me, or I had quite a few podcasts lined up, and I turned them all down because shit's just been rough lately. Haven't had the energy for it. Plus, I got
people.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, just looking into it the way I did, and I was telling you all the chocolate milk story earlier.
Goddamn that chocolate milk!
I should have never bought that chocolate milk.
I missed that. Oh.
You missed that. You'll have to go back and listen to that.
I'll go back and listen.
True Moo. If you're chocolate milk, True Moo.
So I got plenty of people pushing me along. Everybody in the chat. We're gonna get some shows done here soon. I'm following my daughter's skin journey right now. She's got extremely bad eczema. I'm trying to help out as many people as I can, trying to learn her issues. My Kent State research is always ongoing. The water story, which I never got to with you, Nick, the water story down in Florida, the primary water. It was the Charlie Kirk, the primary water. Everything kind of took a nosedive all at once. I just slowed down on my entire life, but it's starting to pick up. The stars are moving. If any of you follow,
please.
Yeah. Oh God, who's I'm so bad with names. There was an amazing gentleman everybody's close with. I can't think of his name right now. Sixth Century podcast. I was supposed to go on with him, and I was supposed to tell him a lot of the Charlie Kirk stuff, all the information. I was that Promised Land stuff. That's just a smidge of it, bro. That's just a tiny smidge of all the shit that they were throwing at us without you even realizing it. All the demon worship and shit behind the scenes that they were doing, that I was picking up with the numbers and the symbols and signs and pictures and animals that they were showing us through all that. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit behind that. But
did you make a podcast?
Yeah,
about
we're gonna get it moving.
A stream?
Sure, right? I need to, but yeah, dude, that was a wild part. But the Hometown Prophet, if you guys just keep your eyes out, that'll be around. At least that's the name I'm going on shows with. So yeah, long story short, sorry.
You're good.
Cut it right there. Awakened Lion and the Hometown Prophet. Keep an eye out for me. I'll be out there.
Sounds good. I think Freda just dropped it. Nephilim Hunter, you want to say anything or plug anything? No, right?
No, I ain't got nothing to plug. I just appreciate hanging out, man.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you all for coming on. That was pretty cool tonight. Teresa, thank you for jumping on real quick at the end. That's cool as hell. And everybody in the chat, that's what's up. There's a decent amount of people here, I thought, for Thanksgiving night. So I appreciate it. And I think next week we should be same thing as usual. Oh, real quick. Totally forgot this. Oh God, I forgot the name of it. Some civilization thing in some event in Phoenix. No, Scottsdale, Arizona. I can't even remember the name of the fucking event. It's so horrible.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah, Scottsdale, Arizona. Me and Headless got blessed with like free tickets to go to this thing, and
You gotta hook up with my boy Corey and Alicia, the Phoenix Enigma, man.
okay, yeah. You know what? I'll talk to him before. I follow the guy,
Yeah,
so I'll hit him up
I'm
and see
almost
if-
certain I've sent you their information, and I tagged you on X with them when you made that. I saw that X.
Yes,
post.
you did. That's how I found out who they were.
I retweeted it, tagged with the Phoenix Enigma. Contact Corey.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's called Quest for Ancient Civilization. It's going to be in Scottsdale, Arizona from December 5th to the 7th. Me and Headless will be there. Plus Mike and Dave from Mike and Dave's Multiverse. And I think Cody from, I could be saying it wrong, East 10 Productions or some shit like that. He'll actually be, I think he's emceeing the event. And I think Mike and Dave might be emceeing like the virtual shit on Friday night, some shit like that. Yeah, me and Headless will be there. Yeah, we'll have the Occult Rejects t-shirts on. I'll probably bring my Venetian mask so everybody remembers who the fuck I was. You won't forget somebody walking around with that shit on. So yeah, it should be interesting and fun. If you're in the area, I mean, even hit us up. Maybe if you're around in the area after the event's over, if we got for free at night, obviously, maybe we'll come out, chill out or whatever. So yeah. Just let people know anywhere in Scottsdale, Phoenix area. We'll be around there December 5th to the 7th. Yeah, and thank you everybody in the chat. That's what's up. I had a good time. And until the next one, everybody be well. Later.